It is the midday show here on People's 105.5 FM Abuja. Good morning, 10:35 in the nation's capital. And I told you earlier that we're going to be having some very special guests to come and talk to us about the International Day of Charity. And they are from the United Nations Association of Nigeria. We have in the studio engineer Uzo Okoli, who is a professional engineer and community leader, and she's a current registered civil engineer with extensive experience in the oil and gas sector, specializing in project management and control. And she's a member of several professional organizations, including the Nigerian Association of Technologists in Engineering and the Nigerian Institution of Safety Engineers. She is actively involved in various organizations that promote women's empowerment and leadership, including the Coalition of Wives of African Presidents, COAP. Wow, really? And the African Women in Leadership Organization. We also have Chika Nwaozuzu, who is a graduate of the University of Lagos, is a thoroughbred believer in societal regeneration through capacity building with over 30 years of leadership and management experience. And he has special interest in human capital development, governance, and policy development, youth empowerment, sustainable development, and grassroots mobilization. And he's a trustee of the United Nations Association of Nigeria. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, who am I going to start with now? I want to ask, I'm going to ask you, Mr. Chika Nwaozuzu, tell us a bit about the United Nations Association of Nigeria and what your organization is about.
Okay, thank you very much. The United Nations Association of Nigeria was founded in 1959 and is a member of the World Federation of United Nations Associations. Actually, basically, what the organization does, it's in line with what Bufuna mandate is to bridge the gap between the people and the United Nations, promote United Nations activities, bring it to the doorstep of the citizenry. So the organization has been involved in so many activities over the years. And this year we're having the International Day of Charity, captioned Compassion for Action. And the essence of why we're here or why the organization exists is also to promote the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Of course, you know that the United Nations is so very much interested in those goals that were, established in 2015. And it has a 30-year mandate.
Yes.
So we're still looking at what happens beyond the 30-year mandate. That's why the United Nations has come up with the Summit of the Future, which comes up in September. So what the United Nations Association does is to, disseminate information, promote the activities of the United Nations, and get everyone involved.
All right, so today, which is September 5th, is the International Day of Charity.
Correct.
Now, Engineer Okoli, I want to ask you, what is this day about, and why is your organization so passionate about this day?
All right. The significance of this day, the International Day of Charity, it lies in its emphasis on the importance of giving support to those in need. It also serves as a reminder that charity plays a vital role in alleviating poverty, improving education, and providing healthcare. The day encourages individuals and organizations to reflect on the impact of their charitable action and to also inspire others to contribute to social change.
Okay, so talking about inspiring others to contribute to social change, I want to bring it to charity because a lot of times when we hear charity, it's all about giving back. Now, some people feel like charity is only for people who have more than enough to give. So they'll say, I don't have a lot of money, I don't have clothes to give, so maybe I should just leave this whole charity thing for people who have it. Now, how do you convince people that it's not about you having more than enough? Charity is for everyone.
Well, I think we need to really change it's more or less a misconception about charity. Charity is not just for individuals. Charity goes beyond individuals. It's all about feelings, okay? If you look at what happened in in developed countries, you have charity is something that if you have a corporate organization, when you give to charity, it's more or less tax deductible. You can easily have your tax reduced by what you have done. Then in Nigeria, you have the issue of the corporate social responsibility. So we need to intensify on organizations to really take the CSR very seriously. So it's not just about the individuals when out of pity. One of the things the United Nations is trying to do is to say, okay, no, don't just give out of pity. Remove the stereotype of sympathy. I want to give this person because I think I want to pity him. No, these are issues and things that should be done. And one of the things I, as an individual, have always advocated for is the idea of having a strong legislation where this corporate organization that gets so much from the rural areas, corporate organizations from the extractive industry, where the people have to give up their resources just to protect them. And they're the ones who actually take the pressure. Look at the issue of the climate change.
Yes.
When you have all these companies in all these areas, when the sea level rises, it's going to affect the coastal areas. So we must begin to give back to the communities what indeed the communities have given to those corporate organizations. And then to individuals, it's not something that you have to do if you're going to go to a motherless baby zone, for example. You get all the TV stations, call it People's FM. I think we should try and do these things discreetly so that people don't just we're doing it for political reason or for whatever. So what this year is saying, Compassion for Action is saying we need to translate our words into deeds and also translate our intent into impact. Once we do that, we're good to go.
What would you, Engineer Okoli, what would you say has been the challenge faced by your organization when it comes to doing charitable work?
Doing charitable work for this organization has got few challenges here and there. Sometimes the challenge of getting to the community, getting down to the grassroots, getting down to the community, and getting this charity work to the community sometimes poses a lot of challenges. And then also getting people who are dedicated to work with the organization.
And also finance.
Okay.
Because if you look at what you're doing, take for instance the issue of SDG goal number 1, which is no poverty. What the Nigeria United Nations Association does is to leverage on some of these points of MDG. But you also have to get corporate organizations, you have to get individuals to key into this. Most times it might not be monetary, it could be in-kind support. Like Shirali pointed out, getting these organizations to key volunteerism is a key point in this International Day of Charity. There are 3 things you could do: volunteering, or donating, or advocating. When you advocate for social justice, they're all part of the components of the Charity Day.
So what is your organization, the United Nations Association of Nigeria, what plans do you have for the International Day of Charity? What events are you organizing?
Okay, we've planned various activities to mark this International Day of Charity, and these initiatives may include us reaching out to community. Like I said, we have some community programs, some doing some charity drive, carrying out workshop, and some awareness campaign also aimed at engaging the public and encouraging charitable contribution. These are some of the plans we've got to mark this day.
So which communities?
Just to add,
okay.
the key point, what she said also, in Abuja, any moment from now, we're visiting a community, Kamara Gigi, Kamara Gigi. So we're going to have almost 50 persons. We will empower them, monetary gift. That will also happen in Lagos, the Alpha Beach area. We're targeting today. So it's happening in Lagos, in Port Harcourt.
So all these events are happening today.
Yes, they're happening today. They're happening today.
All right. So how do we then ensure that these charitable efforts that we are giving out are effective and sustainable? Because sometimes you hear some NGOs who say, "Oh, we went to this community because they didn't have potable water like borehole. They used to go very far to the stream to fetch water, especially the women and girls. And we've decided that let's build or erect a borehole for them. And then some weeks or months later, they'll tell you, the people of that community destroyed the borehole because they felt that this is not what they want. they want to, they basically want to have time to go to where they're going. Like when they're sending your kids now, let me send my kids far away. Let me have time to be with my wife and do things. So how do you ensure that what you're giving to these people are exactly what they need and they're sustainable?
One of the things we do in the United Nations Association is to engage with the community leaders. You mentioned borehole. We've had, I think, Polaris Bank, one of those organizations that I did almost 10 or 20 boreholes in different areas. And these are projects that are being monitored by the community. They are all people's projects, just like you guys are People's FM. So they are all people's projects, and everybody there is also a stakeholder. So what we try to do is, like I said, when you engage with the people, also remember that our focus had always been the sustainable development goals. What is sustainable development? Taking care of the needs of today without compromising that of tomorrow. So if we make these communities understand that, number one, United Nations Association is a non-profit organization. It's a selfless project that we're doing. We're not doing it for any political or whatever reason. So they should understand that, look, you must protect this. And every year, we have activities, not even every year, you have months that you have activities. In Port Harcourt, they had a program with the women ministry. You had empowerment. So we're trying to look at programs and projects that will impact on the people, and the people themselves will be stakeholders.
You've been saying that what you do is trying to be in line or is in line with the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, one of the SDGs is about sexual and reproductive health and rights for women. Now, what are you doing, especially for today, to help these women understand their sexual and reproductive rights?
Well,
and are you also working with the Ministry of Women Affairs?
No, what we do is that for today, we're focusing on charity, and areas of charity we're looking at is education, healthcare, food. We want to really have that. And we've also had programs of health, which I believe during, the United Nations had specific days.
Yes.
So what we try to do is to key our program with those specific days of the United Nations. And I'm sure the issue of reproductive health is very key in the United Nations because it's part of goal number 4, number 3, health and well-being of the SDG. So if you look at it, the 17 goals are there. So we pick activities based on all these goals. And like I said, we're expanding. And basically, it's truly something that we're very much interested in and we'll go with.
So, Engineer Okoli, where is this event taking place for today?
For today, we have this event taking place here in Abuja, like we said, Kalmajiji. Yeah, Kalmajiji community.
What time? Can anybody also be a part of it? Can people decide to come and see what you're doing and join you?
Yes, you can be a part of it.
Yes.
How can they reach out to you guys?
Well, as we're going there now, what we do is we have the number, the volunteers are already there, the community will gather. And then it's also something that we're starting with them here in the FCT. So what we intend to do is that we'll move beyond the day of charity and we'll look at other areas of need and take advantage of our contacts and see how we can work with this. We're very much in Abuja here, FCT. We're interested in moving beyond Abuja as the municipal and get into those areas that ordinarily have been overlooked.
Okay, so basically after today,
It's
focus on Kalmajiji,
it's
move
not
to other
Communities.
other communities in Abuja as well.
Lagos will do their own, Port Harcourt will do their own. We are expanding. So these are the key areas now that we are concentrating. So, but it's not just like
it's just today,
It's not today because I've just mentioned quite a lot of these programs we've actually done. They are beyond a particular day.
Because you're just coming today and talking about this thing, some people are just hearing about it. You've already gotten your volunteers. There are other people who would say, I like what it is you are doing. I want to be a part of it. I want to join. I want to be a volunteer for maybe your next event. How can they contact you?
Definitely, I'm going to leave my contact. We're setting up, the Union, the headquarters is in Lagos. Abuja is coming up. I think end of this month or next month, we're launching the Abuja chapter of United Nations Association. You can imagine an association that has been here for since 1959. We celebrated our 65th anniversary this year. So we are actually moving beyond Lagos. So we are open to as many people as possible. It's all about giving your time. It's all about seeing how you can impact on the life of some other person that ordinarily couldn't have done anything for himself or herself.
How are you able to reach donors? Because like today you said it's gonna be your outreach is focused on education, focused on food, and we know how expensive food is right now. So how do you get donors to give you food stuff?
The members on their own donated, and then also some organizations were approached. So we have a very vibrant president, Mrs. Dr. Miss Joanna, and we also have another very strong program manager, Mrs. Ifoma Muke. These people have always coordinated, had a team. It's not just a one of them. They've had a team. We have a project team, so they work all year round. You know, you have the constitution marketing, you have different angles and different arms. So that's how we do it. So it's not just like because of today. No, it falls under the purview of the programs directorate.
All right, so we have been speaking with Engineer Uzo Okoli, who is a professional engineer community leader, and Mr. Chika Nwaozuzu, and yes, they are all from the United Nations Association of Nigeria, talking about the International Day of Charity, which is today. They'll be going to Karamanjiji for an outreach. Is there anything you want to add, because we'll soon be wrapping up?
Well, we want to say that we've got some few future projects. We're excited to announce that in October 1st we'll be celebrating the International Older Persons Day, and we'll be honoring 50 elderly persons in each of these 3 selected communities around these 3 cities. So this initiative is aimed at raising awareness about the rights and contribution of older persons while providing them with support and resources. Yeah, so we invite everyone to join us in celebrating and appreciating, the wisdom and the experience of the elderly. Yeah.
We also have to thank Peoplesfm. This is just something that we never paid for. It's part of also your corporate social responsibilities about giving back. And you can be assured that we're not going to take this lightly. It's a relationship that we want to build, and areas also where we will talk to our members to, one way or the other, patronize. We surely will do it. Basically, what we do is they are all selfless services that we've actually rendered. The United Nations have done so much. You can imagine an organization that was formed in 1945 and being where it is today. Nigeria is a member. You have different arms of the United Nations. The International Day of Charity was established in 2012, 5th of September. You have, like she mentioned, the older people. So United Nations Association, particularly the Abuja and the Port Harcourt branches, are coming on stream. And we believe people who are there who really want to contribute, who want to learn more about the United Nations, who also want to take part in other, it's not just limited to Nigeria. You also, as a member of the United Nations Association, you'll be involved in other activities beyond Nigeria. I can tell you, the United Nations Association is in about 110, 20 countries. So it's not just a Nigerian stuff.
And you can be a part of it.
Oh, sure. Once you are a member of UNA Nigeria, definitely if you relocate, or it's just very easy. I know a lot of people who are in Canada now that are members of United. They are all stronger United Nations associations. Yes.
How does one become a member?
For right now, what we're doing is for Abuja now, in the next 4-5 days, we're going to ask people to, my number will there, ask people to call, and at the end of the day, we'll have the inauguration, and then the work starts.
All right. So thank you so much for coming in and enlightening us about what your organization does and what the International Day of Charity is. I hope that this is the beginning of a wonderful partnership.
Oh, sure.
And I hope to see you again. I hope that today's outreach goes well, and that you spread to other communities as well, because they will need your services. They'll need you people to come and show them.
Whatever we're giving them, please, they should use it pretty well, because we really want to empower them.
All right, so thank you so much.
Us.
It is still the midday show here on People's 105.5 FM. Coming up at 11 is Mandate 36, and then the news comes up at 12. My name is Elgiva. Good morning.